Get ready to dive into a story layered with mystery, intrigue, and yes, a revealing line that could change everything we thought we knew about the future of Newcastle United. Today, we're going to unpack a curious moment that recently took place involving Wayne Rooney and Nick Woltemade, and trust me, you'll want to stay until the end to understand what it really means for the club and for the young German striker. If you're a Newcastle fan, brace yourself, and if you're not yet, this video might just make you one. Right from the start, here's a quick but important invitation. If you enjoy content about Newcastle United, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really helps us bring you more videos filled with analysis, exclusive news, and behind-the-scenes stories. Now, let's get to it. There's something intriguing happening at St. James's Park, something that goes beyond Woltemade's 6 goals or his towering 1.98-meter frame. There's a tactical mismatch, an adaptation issue, a system that doesn't seem to be aligned with the player and that could be limiting his emerging talent. Since Newcastle brought Woltemade from VfB Stuttgart this summer for a record fee, the signs of ambition were crystal clear. The young German forward arrived with both stats and expectations. 6 goals so far, in a club that hoped he'd naturally step into Alexander Isak's shoes. But what looked straightforward has become complicated. Newcastle spent big, and Woltemade has indeed shown flashes of brilliance. Yet as the matches roll on, there's a growing sense that the club hasn't yet unlocked his full potential. And that's where Rooney's words come in, along with all the fascination and drama surrounding them. Despite the goals and physical presence, there's an evident dissonance. Woltemade doesn't seem like a typical deep-running striker. He prefers the ball at his feet, to turn, to create, almost like a number 10 disguised as a number 9. He arrived as the new number 9, but Newcastle's game demands depth runs, pace, ball shielding and penetration, everything Isak offered in a different way. This disconnect between what the club expects and what the player seems to ask from the game has created internal doubts, one of which echoed nationally when Rooney was asked about it. On The Overlap, interviewer Jamie Carragher asked Rooney what he thought of Woltemade, and his 7-word answer lit up an already simmering concern. Rooney paused, took a breath and said, "I'm not too sure, to be honest." Those were the 7 words. A simple response on the surface, but one carrying massive weight coming from someone known for being direct, demanding and confident in his opinions. That uncertainty reveals that, despite the promise, Woltemade hasn't yet fully convinced, or at least hasn't convinced the system around him. It suggests that Newcastle's issue might not just be the player, it could be the game he's being asked to play. And that's where the discussion deepens. First, let's look at what Woltemade has done. 6 goals across different competitions. Sharp positioning, strong aerial presence. So far he's done what you'd expect from a new signing with pedigree. However, the rhythm of his progress is hitting a wall in a system still operating as if Isak were there, meaning plenty of through balls, little close support, and minimal lateral movement around the pivot. That's creating a rigid attack, predictable and less dynamic than it could be. The club now faces a crossroads: adapt the system to the player, or adapt the player to the system. Whichever way they go could shape the immediate future of the season. Now, think about this. What if Newcastle began to move Woltemade into a freer role? Perhaps alongside Jon Wissa when he's fit, or within a formation that offers two creative supporters instead of one fixed pivot. These ideas are already being discussed. Many fans believe that partnership could free the German from the constraints of a classic striker's role, and that expectation reinforces why you should subscribe, because we'll be following every shift, every tactical tweak, every attempt to let Woltemade truly take flight in black and white. Secondly, let's consider what this means for manager Eddie Howe. He was the one who brought Woltemade in, embracing both the ambition and the risk of the signing. Now he must make the system work or fix what's not. The club itself has admitted in interviews that the German had limited pre-season time and few sessions with a full squad before being thrown into the mix, which makes adaptation tricky. The solution might lie in repositioning or in tactical tweaks, more short passes, more midfield support, fewer hopeful long balls into space. If that happens, it could mark the start of a new tactical era for Newcastle, and you'll want to be here when it unfolds. Beyond tactics, we can't ignore the human element. Woltemade is only 23, burdened with huge expectations, a multi-million-pound transfer fee, and the legacy left by Isak, all inside a club demanding constant evolution. He's already proven he has quality. What's missing is connection with teammates, with rhythm, with the collective identity. That's why Rooney's phrase resonates so deeply. "I'm not too sure." To be honest, it's not an attack, nor a harsh critique. It's a warning, a reminder that something isn't fully aligned. And in a club like Newcastle United, chasing trophies and European consistency, such warnings shouldn't be ignored. We'll be watching how Woltemade and the rest of the Magpies respond. And if you want to stay one step ahead, make sure to subscribe now. We'll bring weekly updates, tactical breakdowns, interviews and more. Finally, let's reflect on what this represents. A rising player, a transforming club, an unsettled tactical puzzle, and a single sentence that sums it all up with disarming clarity. If Woltemade reaches his full potential, Newcastle won't just have Isak's successor, they'll have a new focal point for the future. If not, we may witness a talent hindered by system rather than skill, and nobody wants that. In the next matches, in training sessions, every move he makes will be watched closely. And you, watching this, have the privilege of following it all with us. So stay tuned, come back to the channel, and until the next analysis, we're in this black and white journey together.